Hey guys, we're back here again with another beer review on Best Beers in Me. Beers from Maine, New England, and beyond. J-Dub and Steph with you. And we're going to Marsh Island down in Orono, almost Old Town. And this is a 10%er. This is a growler of Decimation, a Russian Imperial Stout aged on oak and bourbon.
One of my favorite places.
It's a draft only beer. I don't know if I can get this off here. So we did a little beer trip over the weekend, and since I was driving, I didn't quite want to drink a 10% beer, so I got a growler of it to go.
Probably a good call by you.
Well, I would think. Probably didn't need to have that if I was driving, that's for sure.
I'm thinking not. But that's dark. Nice full finger of a very creamy tan head.
So this came out at the end of last fall, first of the winter. Don't know a whole lot about it. I just know it's big, and it's called Decimation. And the guy that filled it doesn't know how to spell decimation, but that's okay.
It smells big.
So with everything going on in Russia right now, it's very sad with in Ukraine. So a lot of breweries, maybe they're calling Russian Imperial Stouts the Ukrainian Imperial Stout. That's what I would call it. I don't like to call it Russian Imperial Stout right now, to be honest.
I don't like anything Russian right now. I am having a very hard time watching the news.
But that is what this beer style is.
That's big.
Getting some dark roastiness, maybe some boozy bourbony.
I get the boozy bourbony. That's what I get right off the bat on the aroma.
I am expecting this to be a pretty boozy.
Yeah.
Boozy beer.
So honestly, I'm kind of hoping this isn't as boozy on the palate as it is on the aroma. So I like these beers. I don't really care for the huge booziness.
No, you're not a big barrel-aged bourbon stout or...
I am. So a lot of them I like. We do a lot of the barreled souls, and a lot of them are those types of beers, and I like them.
A lot of them are bigger than 10%.
They are. I just don't like that huge boozy alcohol. I like it to blend. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. I like it to blend with the flavors and the booziness, and I'm getting big booziness on this beer.
I am getting some of that vanilla-like oak.
I get that too, but I get big booziness on the aroma. I'm really hoping that that's not what I get on the palate.
Well, let's check her out.
All right, cheers.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you too. Cheers, Ukraine.
Don't get the booziness. I get a lot of real roastiness.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this is not boozier. I thought it would be.
So for what I got on the aroma, I thought that on the palate it would be way boozier. It's not.
No.
I get a ton of roastiness.
I'm getting that bitterness. It's not too thick of a beer.
No, this is not at all what I thought I was going to get on the palate. I'm not disappointed. There's a lot of bitterness.
There is a hint of that oak. I don't know if this is in an oak barrel or I think they might have used oak chips from the sounds of it. Mm-hmm. But I am getting some of that characteristic, some of that bourbon. But it's not big and boozy.
No.
I thought at 10%, being in a Russian Imperial Stout, it'd be boozier on the...
There's the bourbon notes. I get the bitterness. I get a little bit of that. I don't really get coffee, but I'm not sure how to explain it. I get that...
Just good roastiness?
The good roastiness. Yeah, that dark roastiness.
This type of beer that just kind of lingers in your mouth. On the back of your tongue.
Yes. So I've said this before, like the percolated, the old coffee percolators, where you get that bitter, dark coffee taste. I don't get a ton of coffee, but I get that bitter, percolated, that taste.
There's a lot of lingering bitterness in the back of my tongue. Almost, so a lot of Russian Imperial Stouts, the only way I can describe is there's a harshness to the beer.
Absolutely.
This has that harshness that I think you come to expect from this style of beer.
And that's a good thing. That's what you're looking for in this style of beer.
Yeah.
I have a question. Maybe people in YouTube world don't know the answer to this question, just like I don't. So once a growler is filled and you open a growler, how long is that good for before you should not maybe?
I mean, especially if it's an IPA, I don't try to open it unless we're going to drink it all. Something like this probably can go a couple days in the fridge. So I don't want to open it back up and show, but a lot of these plastic caps now have a liner.
Right.
and it helps keep them fresher and hold for longer. Usually if you uncap it, try to cap it back as fast as you can. You don't want to get a lot of oxygen in there. Yeah, this should be fine to drink a few nights from now.
Okay.
So growlers, I don't know about every state. The state of Maine, a lot of breweries aren't filling growlers anymore. And in Maine, you have to actually have a branded growler. So I can't just take this growler to like Bissell Brothers and have it filled. You have to fill
your own growler.
You have to take your growlers to the brewery that's branded on the growler. That's for quality purposes. They want everyone to be able to control their own beer. And
so what's the reasoning behind the fact that a lot of breweries aren't filling the growlers?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's, especially now with canned beer, the growlers don't serve as much of a purpose as back in the day, I think. Some states you can fill whatever you want, take whatever you want to any brewery. You know? So over in New Brunswick, in Canada, you can take it to like beer stores have beer on tap to fill growlers.
Really?
That's a weird thing. Weird to me because in Maine we don't have that.
No.
But. So if you're watching from another state, what's the deal with growlers in your state? Hit us up in the comments. I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
State by state.
And then so the growlers in the state of Maine, you can't fill a growler after what time?
10 p.m.
And what's the reasoning behind that? That makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Like there's very weird rules.
So Maine overall has pretty good beer laws. It's taken some time, but they've gotten in the right spot now. But every state has their own beer laws, and that's the way. I mean, that's very constitutional. Every state's supposed to be in charge of their own laws.
But so. I'd be interested to know like why you can't fill a growler in the state of Maine after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Maybe they don't want people hanging out at a brewery, getting drunk, and then walking home with
Possibly.
more beer at 10 o'clock. I don't know.
That kind of makes sense.
So there's been a few breweries in the past, especially when they first starting out, didn't know the 10 o'clock rule. But it is a thing. And like I said, a lot of breweries aren't. There's not many breweries that still fill growlers, but Marsh Island does. If you go into their tap room, they've got their tap list. They show how much for a 12-ounce pour, 16-ounce pour, 32-ounce howler, and 64-ounce growler. So
yeah.
And I only wanted a howler of this, but we ended up with the growler.
And the breweries that we go to, they're one of the only ones that still fill the growlers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not many do.
No.
Back in the day, I had growlers from Austin Street and Barrel Souls. I think they still do it. I used to have a ton of Barrel Souls, and who else used to do it? Foundation used to do it.
We still have a lot of bottles in the basement.
Yeah. And a lot of those breweries don't fill growlers anymore.
Yeah.
So becoming a thing of the past in Maine, I'd like to know in every other state what's going on. So if you're from out there in some other state, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. I'd be interested to know. I should do a video, do some research in the different beer laws. There's some states out there you can't have a 10% beer out of a brewery.
Really?
Yeah. So, some, I'd have to look it up, but some 5-6%, most you can make.
That would not fly in Maine.
No, in Maine, I know you can make at least up to 18%.
Yeah.
That may be the cap on Maine. I'm not even sure.
But here's the thing. I have no desire to drink an 18% beer. I think the biggest I've ever drank, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is a little over a 14%. And that's good for me.
I think we've shared some Dogfish Head. I think we've had some 18%.
Maybe. But probably between the 14 and 15% is good for me. And if I don't have very many beers before then,
So in our cellar right now, we have a couple Barrel Souls that are 18%.
So I'm probably going to have one other beer besides that beer.
Yeah. Again, this is one that was too big to drink on the road. We were out making the tour, so
yeah,
brought it home. And, this isn't a beer style that I like to drink a lot, but especially in the wintertime, hey, good Russian Imperial Stout is good once in a while.
Absolutely.
I know Gaggen Brothers does one too, and they just had, they had their barrel-aged version of that came out, and I missed it.
What was that?
I don't know what they call it, but it's their Russian Imperial Stout.
I think Gaggen Brothers...
But not a lot of breweries around Maine seem to make the Russian Imperial.
No, so I feel like with you and I, we underestimate or under-review Gaggen. I really do. Like, I think they make some good beers.
I like Gaggen Brothers. I've been going there a long time. Gaggen Brothers, for the longest, wouldn't make a hazy beer. Only their Refueler, which is a wheat beer. They said that was their hazy beer. The original Haze Bros, he tried to say. Andy did. So, again, are you a fan of Russian Imperial Stouts? Hit us up in the comments.
I really like this.
I'm surprised. I didn't know what you would think of this beer.
Yeah, so it's got the roastiness, the little bit of a bite. Like, I really like this beer.
Cool name, Decimation. Don't know much about the story behind the name or anything, but
What does decimation even mean?
I don't know, you're totally decimated, like destroyed, I think.
I think
Destruction.
So if you did the beer tour that we did on Saturday, and then you finished with this, it would totally be decimation. This is why we took a growler to go home.
We have a freezing rain alert right now.
No, what the heck?
So I looked up the definition of decimation, and it is the killing or destruction of a large proportion of a group or species. Historical definition is the killing of 1 in every 10 of a group of people as punishment for the whole group, and originally with reference to the Roman legion.
So I'm a little concerned about where this name came from.
Also a drastic reduction in the strength or effectiveness of something. We need to halt the decimation of this country's manufacturing base. So I was pretty much right with my thought of what decimation meant. It's pretty heinous.
That's disgusting.
But anyways, not making light of the situation by any means. So cheers to Ukraine, and here's hoping that that situation gets resolved sooner than later. A lot of people right now in our country are complaining about the gas price, but think about the people in Ukraine. It's probably, well, I mean, it's life ending.
Then you have people that are trying to flee. Very sad situation.
So sad scene in the world right now.
Absolutely.
But the good thing is the COVID is not on anyone's radar, and
I'm literally
the effects are going to be felt worldwide no matter what happens.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I watch the news to stay up on it, what's going on every day, but we could get into the whole news and the whole control, and we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
We're not going to. We're not going to jump down that rabbit hole, no. But it's very, very sad.
But anyway, cheers to Marsh Island. Good job on this beer.
Cheers to Judah.
Cheers to us. Cheers to Ukraine. Cheers to everyone to be safe out there in the world, and you may have to hold your wallet tight to you and easy on the spending, because I don't know where things are going.
I think that's going to be going forward for a very long time.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of small businesses and probably a lot of small breweries.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think so.
But that's a discussion for someone else's
YouTube review.
You know who's a good YouTuber? And I don't want to get too political because I don't want to get people, I'm not going to watch that guy. I'm not right wing. I'm independent. But Russell Brand has an unbelievable YouTube channel. I love it.
So
and we
went to bed one night and you put him on YouTube, and I had no idea who it was because I didn't recognize him.
He's unreal. So
he has an amazing
in his movies,
channel.
He plays a lot of kooky characters, and he's a little goofy himself, but
yeah,
I love his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he has a great channel.
He's a very smart guy, so check him out. I'll put the link down in the comment.
Yeah. No, you should,
in the description.
You should check him out. I was very impressed.
I love watching his stuff. That's neither here nor there, but he'll tell you how it's really going over there in Ukraine and Russia. I guarantee you will.
Yep.
So, with all that said, I think we need to get out of here. Or say anything I regret. What about you?
Me too.
So wait, do we give a score?
I'm going to say a 4 1/4.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. 4 1/4 on this one. Good job. Again, this Russian Imperial Stout, Ukrainian Imperial Stout, I'm going to call it. I don't drink this style more than a few times a year. But, hey, if you want to feel no pain,
it was a little yucky today. Like, we had mixed precipitation. Like, it was a little yucky.
Yeah.
Today was a good night for this.
It's getting to be March. Up here in Maine, we're still dealing with winter.
Yeah.
March is a hit or miss. I've been out on a softball field hitting bombs in practice in March on the field, and it was dry before.
And then on days like today, you've been cleaning off your windshield.
Yeah, they're not cool. We need to get rid of this. And a few years ago, all my memories on Facebook, it was 15 below today. So
yeah,
whatever day this is, March 7th, 8th.
It was 39 degrees.
Whatever. We're early March. This will be mid-March by the time this video comes out, but if you're living somewhere south, I am jealous of you because we're still dealing with winter up here in northern Maine, and it sucks. But beers like this can help us to get through.
And we're on the downhill slide.
Yeah.
So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
And cheers to YouTube.
To YouTube. There's our outro music. We gotta go. See you later.
know,